And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And welcome to the Consumer Quarterback Show, all about helping you win in any marketplace, being that consumer advocate for you here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Got a great lineup for you today. We got our tech expert, Nate Ginter, in the house, Vine IT. We're going to talk about stock that falls from after U.S. government restricts the chip sales to China. Also, Amazon loses effort to overturn union win at Staten Island facility. Talk about that with our tech expert, Nate Ginter from Vine IT. Also, Logan Briggs, Total Home Roofing on the program, contractor expert contributor. Talk about consumer advocate tips related to the construction industry and what he's seeing out there. Plus, our feel-good story of the day is pretty cool. Little teen goes viral making friends at a Trump rally. So pretty cool story there coming up in our feel-good segment of the show. 530 Heaton Forest Road, one of our co-listings that we've got. It's compliments of the Bill DeVore Real Estate Group up in the western part of North Carolina. Got a $9 million listing here. One of the properties is $6 million, the other is $3 million. 530 Heaton Forest Road, 20-acre estate in the mountains. Beautiful property at 530 Heaton Forest Road, Cashiers, North Carolina. 8,000 square feet, 20-acre property. Beautiful property here. You got 4 fireplaces for those cool mountain evenings. Of course, plenty of parking, 2-car garage, 2-car carport, expansive stone driveway, guest house with 3 bedrooms and a sitting room. And you also have the equestrian set up there for horse stalls and store your other equipment. Hot listing, Bill DeVore Real Estate Group, North Carolina. 2803 Safe Harbor Drive in Tampa. This is a $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Now it's actually just reduced down to $975,000. 5,253 square feet, 5 bedrooms, gorgeous estate-style home. The estate's at White Trout Lake. You also have a spiral staircase up to the second floor and a private elevator. 2803 Safe Harbor Drive in Tampa. Granite countertops, new appliances, pool, heated spa, large fenced-in corner lot. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. This is God's country. And a quick shout out to our friends over at Discovery Golf Cars right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Looking for an easy go, Star EV, a Cushman. Maybe you're thinking I want a new golf cart or maybe a pre-owned. Great opportunity, discoverygolfcars.com. Check them out online. Talk to Ethan or Marty. Let them know you heard about them right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show and that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, Nate Ginter in the house, our tech expert, cybersecurity expert. Welcome back.
Thank you much, my friend. Always good to be here.
Yeah, brother. So how the summer been treating you pretty good?
Oh, never better. Just got to spend Labor Day weekend with the family. So naturally, I got all of the my phone's broken. This isn't working, and we decided we'd wait to bring the laptop until we saw you next. So got to do a little tech support over the weekend.
There you go. Right? Yeah. I remember my brother, my youngest brother Cody, was like that. He's like, man, I get so tired every time I go to a party or it's got to help out Uncle Larry or Aunt Fran or somebody with the tech in their
Absolutely.
family.
Well, it's the hazard. If you're a plumber and somebody bursts a pipe, you're always the first call. It doesn't matter how far away you live.
Yeah, exactly. What do I need to do? Yeah, Labor Day, interesting too. I mean, it feels like, our middle class is under attack in America right now. The labor that we've produced, you mentioned plumber, the contractor, the electrician, the men and women serving. The Labor Day is a big day in America.
It really, traditionally, we're one of the first countries to actually acknowledge, Labor Day and, or have a day for the workers. And it's really cool to get to see that and to educate people a little bit on, I was talking to some friends of mine who they have a kid who's about halfway through high school. And I didn't know that my high school had, this vocational technical program, one of the first Cisco networking classes, that I would have gladly done, right alongside those traditional, auto shop and those programs that people think of them as, some people have that stigma of, oh, that's for somebody who's, not as smart or whatever. But the reality is there's a lot of really high technical training that's going on across the high schools all across the country. And, we're involved with Northeast High on the curriculum advisory board, some other things. There's some really cool, education that your kids can come out of high school with, some certifications and some things to, to get, entry-level jobs in IT, or, just to, even have a little bit of a leg up on somebody if they're, looking to avoid that traditional college experience, maybe going to a technical school or even an apprenticeship.
I think more and more you need that. You definitely need that. We need to be working with our hands more. We need to be onshoring manufacturing jobs. We need those types of workers. And you hit on something too that Dennis Prager talks a lot about: the difference between smart and knowledge versus wisdom.
Right.
Wisdom back in as our country evolved. The Bible was the main teaching point from the family. It was, whether you're poor or, upper class, you had a Bible. And that's how generations passed down wisdom was through the teachings through the Bible. So I think there's a large disconnect now between, of course, a lot of the maybe the New England elites or the Berkeley elites. They think they're know-it-alls.
And the big thing there is it was a shared platform.
Right.
That whether or not you ultimately ended up being, a super religious practitioner or not, you had that kind of shared basis of just understanding and like you said, wisdom, that, now with everything being as fragmented as it is, and you can kind of build your own bubble for, your interests and what you do for a hobby and all these things that's catered to you by these online algorithms. People are having very siloed experiences. So, even everything from the news that you're taking in up to what you choose to do with your free time, or even, if you want to get educated on a certain topic, a lot of times the algorithms will build things around your other interests and try and bring you back into somebody, so even when you're looking for maybe a different way of thinking about something or to learn something new, sometimes that can actually counterproductively bring you back into the same, fold for what you're looking at. So,
makes sense.
It's trouble.
Nate Ginter here in studio, Vine IT, your one-stop shop right here in Tampa Bay for all things tech, IT, cybersecurity. Can remote into your computers, whether it's your home or office, and give you those tips and tricks to look for.
Absolutely, and even if you're just starting up a business, we've got a law firm that reached out to us last week that they're looking at a couple of guys from a larger firm looking to go out on their own, and reached out to us, and we're helping them get set up with the right platforms right off the bat.
Nice.
So I always say you don't have to wait until you have something established. If you're looking to start something, you can save a lot of time and a lot of money. By having some professionals take a quick look. We do it all day long. So when we're going to set something up, we already know where the pitfalls are going to be. We can help you avoid structuring things with your data and how you're accessing things. They save you a lot of headaches down the road. And, we're always happy to do that, whether you're, somebody with a big business already entrenched in the county or just getting started. We're all over town. We're all over Florida, actually. But, Tampa Bay is our bread and butter. We're right in North St. Pete. So I would say give us a call. We're always happy to have a conversation. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you're not a good fit, hey, we're at least going to give you a couple of good pointers to start out.
Absolutely. It's almost like a free consulting call in a.
Absolutely. Mention the Brandon sent you, and we'll give you an extra smile.
There you go. Consumer Quarterback Show. Nate Ginter here. So this stock falls. I forgot how to pronounce that.
Yeah, it's called NVIDIA. So, and by the way, even nerds pronounce that wrong, so don't feel bad. But they're actually one of the largest. They call them chipset manufacturers, but they make all of the hardware that you'll find in like PlayStations or Xboxes. Laptops, computers. And their real bread and butter is the gaming industry and 3D graphics processing. But they also are heavily involved with computer programming at a high level, anywhere where you need to crunch a lot of data. They have kind of a unique platform for that. That's one of the things that makes them good at those 3D applications. And the U.S. government has restricted chip sales to China, which is, a huge market. They're 25% of the planet at this point or something. So,
but is that a good thing? I just, to me, it kind of thinks like it is a good thing, right? Let's keep some of this at home.
I like the idea, and we had spoken a little bit of this during the break. So the infrastructure package, while I have a lot of issues with it, one of the ones I thought was very smart was setting aside around $30 billion to start building chip manufacturing centers here in the United States again, because we saw what happened, during the pandemic and during the shipping crisis, where it was unfortunate. Taiwan got hit by a really bad hurricane and COVID lockdown, one after another, and there was literally almost a year where you had a hard time sourcing a lot of parts that were made with those things. And so, the idea of sort of expanding our manufacturing capability, I'm a big fan of. My issue with not allowing a U.S. company to sell to China is, okay, that's one theory of marketing, but how much stuff are we buying from them?
Right, exactly.
So, if we're still going to allow everybody to outsource all the production to China while restricting U.S. sales to China, we're setting up a sort of a lopsided playing field for American businesses.
An imbalance.
Yeah, they don't have access to the largest market in the world.
Right.
Meanwhile, the largest market in the world with a huge, base for labor and manufacturing can sell to us.
Yeah.
That's that kind of trade agreement. It's a de facto trade agreement, we'll call it. It's a tariff, but an embargo. I think that sometimes it can be wise in the moment and foolish over time. So if it's something we're doing to maybe posture on the international stage, or there's other, because these things are rarely happening in a vacuum. Maybe there's some other things going on, at some higher levels that we're using this as maybe a temporary bargaining piece. Well, hey, in that case, that's fine. But I think over time, that's a problematic ruling, to be sure. Like I said, you're just cutting off access to a huge market.
Yeah, and there's issues with labor. There's a lot of challenges. I'm going to go to roll tape here.
Sure.
The only thing that the Biden regime can tout is a low unemployment rate.
Peter Navarro.
That's a shimmerer. We've had so many people leave the workforce because of policy blunders by the Biden administration that we've essentially created a labor shortage that's going to create a wage price spiral that's going to work to the disadvantage of American workers. We want real wages to go up. It's going to be very difficult in the circumstances we created. So there is that. We've got the series of hyperactive Keynesian stimulus bills that Janet Yellen's trying to sell us as supply side mechanisms, inflation fighters. That's the biggest lie that's ever been told. And that's going to be pulsing through the economy, and we're going to have this long-term stagflation.
Peter Navarro.
Yeah.
Nate, what's your reaction, Nate?
So there's a couple things that are very interesting in what he mentioned. So number one, the quote-unquote supply side fix of raising minimum wage massively.
Yep.
Always 100% of the time has a corollary effect of making prices for common goods and services go way up. And although the workers are making more, it's not keeping up with the increase that you can get from raising your prices. And that's one that I think one side of the aisle always seems to forget is they don't exist in a vacuum where you have dictated this one thing, and businesses will counteract you.
Right.
Now, if you're worried about inflation, that is one of the worst things that you can do is start artificially saying, well, you need to, in your workforce, raise their wages 30 or 40%. Well, what's going to happen to prices?
Yeah.
Trickle
down.
And if you don't make money, the business goes under. So then you've got more unemployed people.
And then you got the middle management guys saying, hey, you gave this guy a break, give me some more money. And then you got the senior management guy saying, this guy got more money, give me more money.
One of the things that I do like along those lines of the sort of a more private sector solution, I don't know if you've seen some of these things about some of the restaurants in Tampa and Clearwater starting to move to a model where their people are actually commission based. So even the servers and in the back of the house people, each position has a negotiated percentage of what the total sales are.
Right.
And the business says, hey, we can't necessarily afford to pay somebody $20 an hour if they're not producing at a $20 an hour rate.
Right.
So they've gone through their business and said, here's where the percentages need to be. They know their bottom lines, and that's a scalable cost with how much business they're doing.
Right.
So there are some positions that are making significantly more than they were previously, but those workers are incentivized to actually do more. If you're thinking of a paint crew and you know that you were twice as good as everybody else on the paint crew,
right,
but you made the same amount of money. Over time, you'd probably stop working, twice as hard as everybody else.
It's capitalism, baby.
But if you're getting paid by the square foot, well, my God, now everybody's getting faster.
There you go. That's right. All right, more with Nate Ginter coming up on the other side of this break. Amazon loses effort to overturn union win at Staten Island facility. More with Nate Ginter coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'll be right back after this short break. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram, Twitter, Getter, and all the major social sites out there. YouTube channel as well. Brandon Rhymes Realty. We'll be right back here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, Knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Ian Beckles here with my man Brandon Rhymes, a.k.a. the real estate quarterback. Brandon, what's happening with the market?
Thanks, Ian. Any of our listeners out there, we'll offer you a 2% listing for the first 3 callers that reach out to the hotline, 813-917-1894. Call or text the hotline, 813-917-1894. Also, a great opportunity for folks out there looking for a part-time gig, maybe a side hustle, is Keller Williams Real Estate School, powered by Kaplan. Reach out if you'd like more information on how we have a free real estate school for you, online class, get licensed, and start referring business in, or maybe make a new career. 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com for our syndicated radio and TV show on 80 outlets worldwide, consumerqb.com, or our real estate website at platinummvpteam.kw.com. That's platinummvpteam.kw.com. And please follow us online at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram, Twitter, Ginter, and check out our YouTube channel, Brandon Rhymes Realty. Make it a great day. Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for Cleaning Commandos here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Cleaning Commandos are hiring, and they're offering competitive wages, flexible hours, relaxed atmosphere, and a sign-on bonus. Reach out if you'd like a career with the Cleaning Commandos here in Tampa Bay. Info at cleaningcommandosllc.com or call 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550. Cleaning Commandos, Consumer Quarterback Show. Have you desired more income and more freedom in your life? Now is your time. Keller Williams Realty has just launched our own real estate school, and you can get licensed for free. I'm Brandon Rhymes, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And for the first 3 people who reach out, I will personally coach you. 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. ConsumerQB.com. ConsumerQB.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We're a top 100 ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay. $2.1 billion in sales out of our 3 offices last year with the Ubaldini Groups. 1605 South Georgia Avenue in Tampa. Hot listing here in beautiful South Tampa. Price reduction, major price drop, owner motivated. Check out 1605 South Georgia Avenue in Tampa. This is in Hyde Park/Palmacia, kind of right on the line there. Plant High School District, stainless steel appliances, granite countertops, walking distance to Bayshore Boulevard, 1605 South Georgia Avenue in Tampa, one of our hot real estate listings here in Tampa Bay. Now, taking you over to Pinellas County, St. Petersburg, 852 51st Avenue South. Beautiful property, completely renovated here in Tampa Bay, 852 51st Avenue South. This one is completely renovated, 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1,359 square feet, stainless steel appliances, new kitchen, recessed lighting, and a lot of other updates and upgrades. Close to downtown, close to the beaches, and of course to the pier. 852 51st Avenue South. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we got our friend Nate Ginter in the house. Nate Ginter is the Chief Technology Officer over at Vine IT. He can help you out with all your cybersecurity, IT, basically anything dealing with computers and gadgets and phones and all that good stuff, right, Nate?
Absolutely. Well, we try to be your outsourced IT partner and take some of those headaches off of you. You know, we find typically when we go into a place, the office manager or the youngest person in the office ends up kind of being de facto IT. And you know, when I say to people, okay, well, I don't know how much you're paying this person, but if they're taking up half of their time dealing with IT issues, that's how much you're actually spending on IT. A lot of people don't think about that.
Yeah.
And you know, what's their core mission? If they're more valuable trying to actually do what they're good at versus,
Right.
you're going to get a lot better return on your money.
Absolutely, yeah. Focus on your strengths. Focus on, get your sales team focused on sales, your processing team focused on processing, your HR focused on hiring and recruiting and retention. Yeah, absolutely. So Nate, tell us a little bit about this Amazon effort to overturn the union win at Staten Island facility.
Yeah, so this was an interesting case that I've kind of had my eye on both as a consumer and as somebody who does a lot of ordering through Amazon, especially, once again, going back to the pandemic and the chip shortage, products on Amazon were easier to get than oftentimes through your major, Dells and your HPs. They some of them on their products would literally have a 90-day to 6-month wait on something. And so, you had to go to Amazon and sometimes pay a little bit of a premium there. There's for a lot of people, they've gotten very, very used to, for all the many, benefits of being able to shop online. And, if somebody maybe has limited mobility and things like these, the nation has spoken. We love it. We love that model. Amazon has come under fire, for different workplace practices, some relating to drivers and companies that were subtracting out. But there's also been some reports of it being a very negative environment to work in, especially in the warehouse, and they call them fulfillment centers.
Yeah.
Things like people having to wear diapers because they weren't allowed to take bathroom breaks.
Way.
And these were there was multiple reports that came out. I've not personally seen the diapers, so I can't say whether or not that's true.
I've seen a lot of diapers lately.
Yes,
with my 7-month-old. But anyways, off the topic.
Yes, well, presumably these workers were older than 7 months, and
Okay.
if they weren't, I commend them for their hard work at such a young age. So there was a lot of worker conditions, and it was funny because Amazon typically paid a little bit more than other places that were around. I think a lot more of the issues were not based around pay, but more based around kind of the conditions and the sort of overall feeling. Now, Amazon's a busy place. There's a lot of logistics there, and they started off. They're actually a tech company hiding in a fulfillment center's clothing.
Yeah.
And some of those things, those human resources things don't always come through. So basically, the Staten Island, group. So there's shipping centers all over the country. There's one in Tampa. There's one in Staten Island. That particular facility got together, and all the employees unionized. Now, Amazon does not want this. Certainly doesn't want it spreading, and they had actually defeated a number of attempts to unionize in other parts of the country, sometimes with questionable tactics, but they never went through before. In this case, they voted to unionize. They won their vote, and there's some additional protections in New York that don't exist in some other places. So when they went to overturn the union win and say, yeah, you guys won, but you're still not a union, the court struck it down. So there will be a union in Amazon, and at least in this particular facility, now that's going to spread throughout the other Amazon facilities.
Right.
What we had talked a little bit of the break about, if that's something that's a wise thing.
Yeah.
It's very troublesome. That's a hard thing to predict. If their primary focus is on working conditions and fair compensation related to the work that they're doing for the company, I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if they start moving into we need 6 months paid leave and all these crazier things that they can devolve into that have hurt American industries like the steel industry and the auto industry in the past.
Right.
If it's a true collective bargaining and everybody's at the table and really doing what's best for the company, could be great.
Within reason, right?
Yeah.
Within reason to keep prices, where they need to be for global competition, all those different factors. Nate, give us your, about 20 seconds, give us your final, where you want folks to go.
Sure. So you can check us out at vineit.com. That's vineit.com. And right at the top right there, there's a thing for you to schedule a free consultation with us. And don't wait. If you got questions, please come at us, and we're always happy to help you.
Nice. Awesome. Good stuff. Nate Ginter, Vine IT. You can also reach out to the show hotline. We'll put you right in touch, 813-917-1894, 917-1894. Nate Ginter, Vine IT. Always a pleasure having you in, man.
Always great to be here, Brandon.
Coming up, Logan Briggs, Total Home Roofing, plus our feel-good story of the day. Liberal teen goes viral making friends at a Trump rally. We'll be right back.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, part of the sports and entertainment division over at Keller Williams Realty, working with athletes, musicians, actors throughout our network with that group. And we like to feature our real estate listings live on air. We got a hot property here at 9512 Bay Tree Court, and that's in Tampa. That's Hillsborough County. Beautiful property, corner lot location, great opportunity, turnkey if you want a great rental property or maybe move in and, of course, live in a primary residence. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, open concept kitchen. You got stainless steel appliances, plenty of storage, as well as a fireplace, vaulted ceiling, got a screened-in lanai. Great opportunity at 9512 Bay Tree Court in Tampa. One of our hot listings from the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We also have a property on Corey Street. This is 38352 Corey Street in Zephyr Hills. This one is a complete renovation. Beautiful property here in the Pasco County area of Tampa Bay. Beautiful kitchen. The light color. People really dig that light color now. 3 bedrooms, 2 bath, about almost 1,200 square feet. Completely remodeled. Stainless steel appliances, fenced-in backyard, open concept kitchen. 38352 Corey Street in Zephyr Hills. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And you can also buy some dirt. We got a lot of vacant land listings here in Tampa Bay. So you can see our website for all of that as well. All right, welcome in Logan Briggs,
Hey,
Total
Brandon.
Home Roofing.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Likewise, my pleasure, man. Thanks for coming in. So, contractor tips. We always like to give those contractor tips, and of course, the roofing side is interesting too. When you look at the insurance, how that's playing into the whole puzzle piece there, that economic engine that is the roofing industry in Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the insurance world is definitely making an influence on our market and just a lot of our homeowners and clients, just in general.
Yeah,
I would say anywhere between 50 to 75% of the estimates that my guys run are all because of homeowners being forced into the market due to a non-renewal, or their insurance company just get up and leaving the state of Florida.
Yeah, non-renewal. That's a big one. We've had Doug Levi on our show. He's our insurance expert contributor, Strategic Insurance. He has been talking about over the last 3 to 6 months, another one bites the dust. It's like he keeps telling me I need to get that song on the button board here. Another one bites the dust. But yeah, it's true. I mean, they're going out of business left and right, man.
Yeah, and they're leaving some customers and some homeowners up and a little bit out, hanging out to dry. And when you see situations like that happen with an insurance, just get up and leave. The homeowner just kind of goes into panic mode.
Yeah.
They don't know what to do. We're in the middle of hurricane season. It's raining every night. What if something happens? How are they going to protect their home? And they really get into a situation where, sometimes they might make a reactive decision versus being proactive and understanding, the insurance company should give you a reasonable amount of time. I believe the state requires almost 120-day notice, I believe, where they have to send out a letter saying, hey, we're either leaving the state or we're not renewing your policy. So as soon as you get that letter, it's time to make some moves. It's time to get some estimates, and it's time to start planning and budgeting for that project, because it's going to come. The 120 days, I've had so many homeowners call me like, oh, so what's the deadline on your insurance? And I'm expecting them to say maybe December or January. Like, well, August 1st.
Wow.
And I'm like, well, it's the 9th. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait to talk about procrastination. That's tough, man.
Yeah, it can be hard.
Now, when you let's see, so let's break that down. So they get the letter in the mail. They first of all, they got to call and replace the insurance company so they can make sure that they still have coverage. So that's one thing to add to the to-do list.
Yeah.
And then now they got to get a roof quote from Total Home Roofing too.
Yeah, so that's it. That's an ideal situation, right? Some homeowners are in a situation where they get dropped and they can't get insurance because no one will write a policy on it because of the condition of their roof. So then they have to get a roof immediately, in order to even get coverage or to be able to bid out and to get some kind of policy for their home. So ideally, yes, they can start to bid out and get, go to one of the, find a good insurance agent that'll help them through that process. But more often than not, they're going to have to get that roof before they can even get a second provider.
Yeah.
So
you're kind of hanging in dry in the middle of no man's land or something, let's call it, right? You're like, wow, I don't have coverage. Here we are in hurricane season. What happens if a storm blows through?
Yeah.
Scary times for homeowners.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just even with the rain, I mean, some of the thunderstorms that we've been getting lately are pretty are pretty intense. So it's kind of like, oh my gosh, it doesn't take necessarily a hurricane to create damage on your roof or to definitely cause a leak. So yeah, whenever, like I tell all my clients, whenever you see that non-renewal, it's time to get moving. Sometimes things get put on the back burner. Life happens to all of us.
Yep.
And I understand that, but it's really important that you start to gather some bids and start budgeting.
Reach out to the show hotline. We'd love to put you in touch with Logan Briggs, Total Home Roofing, right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Also, across the state, can cover other areas if you've got family. 813-917-1894. Just call or text the hotline, 813-917-1894. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the process as well. So estimate, they call you up, hey, I've got this situation. Walk me through that process.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, just this morning I got a call from a referral, right? So we did his neighbors across the street's home, and I actually was here, and I walked right in to my spot because I was at an estimate writing for him.
Nice.
So it can happen as quickly as the same day, the same hour.
Yep.
We're always going to find time within the next 24 hours to come to your home, whether it's me or some of our other guys out there. We have techs and estimators all over the city, so we can get that covered. But sometimes some homeowners are so busy, or they're out of town, or just life happens, like I said before. Yep. So we can also do virtual estimates too, where we can get you that estimate sent to your email. And that can be as quickly as 10 to 20 minutes, or we can set up a Zoom call. We really are as flexible as possible for our homeowners because we know how busy and hectic life can get.
Yeah, it sure does. Now, talk to me a little bit about, because we come through some houses, some properties that every now and then, the inspection report will show that the roof was completed. It'll show like permits pulled, but they just put shingles over the old underlayment. So that's what you're talking about with a roof over versus a complete roof.
Yeah. So, I ran a couple estimates last week where the homeowners actually were like, well, I mean, you're substantially higher than the other guy. And I said, well, let's talk about it. What does that mean, higher?
Yeah.
And she said, well, he's just going to go right over my existing roof.
Yeah.
And whenever I hear that, I kind of cringe a little bit because most likely that contractor is not a licensed roofer. Most licensed roofer in the Tampa area are not even going to bid that as a project or even a possibility, just because it's fiduciary. It's just not the right thing to do. But then also on the backside of that, insurance companies that are going to write policies on that home typically will drop you automatically if they find out there's 2 layers on your roof.
Wow. So why is that such a bad thing? Just because your nails aren't going to go through as far? You're talking about going through 2 layers of shingle now. So then the layer, is that one of the major concerns?
That is and that isn't, right? So they want to make sure the nail's going through the shingle and then through the underlayment and then through that shingle again and then into the wood of the decking. So they'll use a stronger nail gun setting and then along with that longer nails. But the real problem is we're not able to bring the whole home up to code, right? So the state of Florida, right? We want to remove the old roof that's there because there's a felt underlayment under there most likely,
right?
And also we're gonna need to re-nail the decking, right? So there's different processes we need to do in order to bring that code up to Florida State,
right?
So Florida State building codes.
Got it.
So you can't do that with a roof over. Yeah. So you might get that roof over done, and it might look beautiful, right? Yep. And it's like, oh, perfect, I got a new roof. It only was half the price. This is great. But then your homeowner's insurance is going to come out and do an inspection. They're going to see that there's 2 layers. Then they're going to look back, and they're going to see that there weren't permits pulled because there was no inspections, because there wasn't any point, because the roof was never torn off. So then they're going to categorize that as an older roof. They're not going to necessarily honor it as if it was a new roof.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't want that either because there's so much, the technology and the materials that we use will bring your roof up rating up to 130 mile an hour winds or a category 3 hurricane. So when that happens also, by doing that, we're not only going to give you the best roofing system with a peace of mind, but also your insurance is going to reward you for doing that. You're going to get a much lower premium than previous, but then also you can bid it out to multiple carriers and they'll all want to write a policy on your home. See, that's the other thing. Like, you might get that roof cheaper, but not everyone's going to want to right coverage for a roof with 2 layers on it.
Yeah, that's good if you get your wind mitigation report, right, from your insurance.
Yeah, that's something.
Or your inspector.
Yep, that's something we would include with all of our new re-roofs. Is at the end of our project, we'll have a licensed home inspector come out and do a wind mitigation inspection report. And what that does is that really marks all the things that we did to your roof that brought it up to code.
Yeah.
See, that's so important. A lot of these insurance companies are going after homeowners where their roof's out of code. So it's a very easy letter for them to write because it's technically out of code. But by bringing it up to code and getting the wind mitigation inspection report, you're able to show them that you did everything that the state wants, but it's also going to have the highest wind rating possible.
Right. Yeah, if you just joined us, we're talking with Logan Briggs here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. Total Home Roofing is the company here, talking about, hurricane season as well. Luckily we've had a little bit of a lighter, we do have some storms developing, probably not out of the clear till, what do they say, November, late October, right?
Yeah, I think it's November 1st is when it ends. Right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. So, hey, make sure you have your supplies ready, get all your water, get your batteries, get all that stuff ready, and save Logan's number in your phone or the Consumer Quarterback Show, just in case things come up. Is it wise as a homeowner to have blue tarps in the garage just in case during a storm to minimize that? Or is that something you guys talk about? Or
I'm not going to tell anybody to go buy blue tarps because one, that's going to tell you that you can go put it up on your roof, and that's extremely dangerous thing to do. Right? Don't get up on your roof. Have a professional come do it. Call us. We'll gladly get up there and do it for you.
Yep.
And it's not necessarily nearly as expensive as you might think. But at the end of the side is like tarping a roof it might seem easy when you say it out loud, but then when you get up there and you've got a tarp that's 60 by 60 and you're trying to maneuver it around your roof for full complete coverage, it's very dangerous. It's very hard to do, and it's really time consuming. You'll be exhausted by the end of the time you do it.
Oh, yeah.
And I just leave that to the professionals. We'll do it the right way and make sure it's done safely.
And now you do have somewhat of a capacity as maybe not a fiduciary, but as because insurance companies will come back and say, well, you left this thing wide open for weeks and weeks at a time, right? Taking it to the other extreme. So if you don't do it, you got to have a company do it, right?
Yeah. Plus, also, if they're not only will we tarp your roof the correct way so it does stop leaking, but then we can also help you with the insurance process as well. Right. So if we feel like there was storm damage and that we think this is probably the best route to go, we'll definitely let you know that, and we'll help you. We'll kind of walk you through that process. By no means are we a policy professional with the insurance, but we are roofing professionals, and we know what storm damage looks like.
Right. When we come back from break, I want to ask you about assignment of benefits. I know this is something that some homeowners have done. Be careful. It's an area of contention. You got to be real careful about assignment of benefits when it comes to your roofing and storm claims. More with Logan Briggs, Total Home Roofing, coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Plus, our feel-good story of the day, liberal teen goes viral making friends at a Trump rally. We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, it's the Captain, Matt Bruce, and you're listening to my buddy Brandon Rhymes, a Consumer Quarterback. Sell, Brandon, sell.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, in studio with Martin Gramatica, Gramatica, that is, former Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl winner. Lifeguard Imaging, lifeguardimaging.com, saving lives through early detection.
Thanks for having me, Brandon. Yes, that's what we're doing at Lifeguard Imaging. You come in asymptomatic, and that's what we do. You're being proactive. You're coming in. We do a scan from the neck to the pelvis. It's a full body scan. It's a 3D image of every organ, and that's where 90% of the deadliest cancers are, in our mid region. So we can see everything. But for your listeners, we have a real good special. We have a $599 value, absolutely complimentary. They can come in for a coronary artery scan, which will give you their calcium score. Awesome. 100% complimentary for your people.
Very cool. Hey, take them up on that offer. 813-917-1894. Call or text complimentary scan 813-917-1894 and check them out online, lifeguardimaging.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we thank you so much for hanging out with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We greatly appreciate all those who call into the program and support the show, support our local area business owners and business reps here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We want to be that consumer advocate for you here in Tampa Bay. 80 different categories, consumer advocate content around real estate credit, finance, estate and tax planning, all types of great home service providers, many different types of attorneys that can help you with all of these different situations that come up in life. So reach out to our hotline. We'd love to connect with you. 813-917-1894. Just call or text the hotline, 813-917-1894. And we like to feature our real estate listings live on air. We got a hot one here at 14663 Village Glen Drive. This is in Carrollwood. Beautiful property in Tampa. 2 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 1,951 square feet. Carrollwood Village. Completely renovated. Outdoor pool, screened-in pool. Kitchen, outdoor kitchen as well. Lanai, outdoor shower, master bathroom, features a jacuzzi tub, sauna. You got a tanning bed. Beautiful property at 14663 Village Glen Drive in Tampa. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75. Tell me something good.
All right, this is an interesting story. Liberal teen viral making friends at goes viral making friends at a Trump rally. So this was on TikTok. He's going viral for going to a Trump rally, and basically Samuel Donner is a liberal who went to a Trump rally expecting hostile responses and aggression, but was met with kindness, compassion, and friendship. Samuel runs a TikTok page called 100 New Friends, and he wanted to go to a hostile event which perceived as a Trump event. He says, quote, growing up in LA, you think these events are going to be aggressive, but it was the opposite, he said. He works for a company called Jubilee, which is all about finding common ground between humans. And he says, quote, I was baffled when people actually wanted to talk to me and be friends with me when I asked, quote, you want to be friends, Samuel said. He said even a woman named Holly invited him to a women's Bible study, so he went and experienced incredible kindness. He says, quote, I was so nervous going to the rally. No one's going to want to talk to me, he thought. And he said it's all about starting that conversation. So there you have it, our feel-good story. And I bet it's night and day difference, too. If you go to a who and you say, hey, I'm a conservative. Do you want to be friends? Oh, what do you mean? It's going to be the night and day difference, complete opposite reaction there. But yeah, so check that out on the TikTok video. I want to see that. All right, we got Logan Briggs in the house, Total Home Roofing, talking about a contractor, expert contributor here, consumer advocate tips. So we were talking, kind of teased before the break, assignment of benefits. Got to be real careful as a homeowner when a contractor comes up and basically trying to convince you to do an AOB. Why is that?
Yeah, so AOBs, assignment of benefits, assignment of claim, they're all kind of the same. You might hear different terms. They're a little dangerous just in the sense of what you're necessarily doing is saying this contractor is going to take over my claim completely. They're going to decide how much the roof costs. They're going to decide the color. They're going to decide the shingle, the material, and they're going to also decide when it gets done.
Wow.
So even if your homeowner's insurance does the right thing and says, all right, we're going to pay for the roof to get replaced, that contractor has the right to go back and ask for even more money.
Wow.
And so when that situation happens, you run yourself into major delays. You tend to not get the best service from that contractor. And those are reasons why you want to stay away from it. They can, just like from a 2-week, maybe a 4 to 6 week project might turn out to be 6 months of waiting.
Wow.
And they're not going to have to keep you in the loop because they don't really have to communicate with you.
Yeah.
It's their claim, essentially. You've signed over the rights of it. So that's why necessarily you should never be signing those unless obviously speak to a lawyer maybe. But in most circumstances, from what we do out on whenever our guys are out in a neighborhood dealing with situations like that is a work authorization form should be plenty. And all that does allows you to communicate with the homeowner's insurance company. You're not speaking for them. You're just allowed to communicate with them, which actually moves the claim along really, really nicely.
There you go.
So you don't experience those long delays.
Yeah. I mean, especially when you got a hole in your roof or worse, right?
Right. Yeah. You're not worried about how much it costs. You just want it done.
Yeah.
And a lot of the other contractors out there, when they sign that AOB, what they're saying is, you know what, I'm going to try to get as much money as I can out of the insurance company before I take care of you.
Right.
Versus you take care of me, then you can talk to the insurance company.
Yeah.
But it's kind of flipped, and that's where you might find yourself in a little bit of a trouble.
Yeah, absolutely, Logan. That makes a lot of sense. And when folks do have this either an insurance letter shows up in the mail, hey, we changed our policies. Now we have and this is the interesting thing in the real estate industry, insurance industry. You hear this whole, they estimate remaining years of life. First of all, it's kind of funny. How do you estimate the remaining years of life? Is that objective? Is that subjective? Right? I mean, 5 to 7 years, 3 to 5 years, and then these insurance policies, companies have these policies based on, well, if you're less than this many years or less than 15 years in some cases. So folks can call up Total Home Roofing, Logan Briggs here, and they can get a free estimate.
Yeah, absolutely. All of our estimates are always going to be free. Whether that's we email it to you or we meet in person, it's most of the time you don't even have to be there. We'll take care of it. We can inspect your roof perfectly fine without you there. So there's not a pressure. I mean, none of our guys are out there selling timeshares on the side, right? We are out there. We're out there to help the community, help homeowners through this situation, because we understand. A lot of folks, like our average roof size is about $15,000.
Yeah,
that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
So we understand. Like we're not going to put anybody in the corner and say sign here. That's not how we operate. We'll never operate like that.
Now, what if they do say, okay, we got a $15,000 deal here, $15,000 roof? Is it a certain percentage up front, the rest due in 30 days? What kind of time frame do they have to pay? How does that work?
Great question, Brent. So we are always zero money down. Right, so there's no money down, there's no deposit with us. You don't pay us till the job's completed and you're happy with the work we did. Oftentimes, a lot of our customers will finance as well or pay with a credit card. We don't add the 3% fee on there at all, and it's always free to finance with us, with any of our qualifying partners that offer just really good flexible plans. Right, we have some that are 18 months, 0% interest, all the way. You can drag it out to 120 months if you want that really, really low payment. But the best part is all of that can be paid off early, and there's no pre-penalty fees there or any kind of hidden charges there by doing that.
Yeah, well, that's good for people to know. I mean, a lot of these things are catching up to all folks at once. We mentioned credit card debt, $46 billion in Q2. That was the percentage change. We got card debt. People are defaulting on vehicles. Inflation is killing them. Pain at the pump, pain at the gas stations, in the grocery stores. So to throw a roof on top of that, man. So at least you have options there. Zero down payment, and that's another tip to be careful for these contractors that come around looking for that 50% deposit.
Yeah. Anytime you see anything like 10% seems to be fair.
Yeah.
That's kind of an amount that kind of makes financial sense.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you're looking at a 50% down payment before they even do any kind of work, you don't know the contractor's license. Are they insured? Are they bonded? Any of these things can cause a lot of issues for you.
Yeah.
So don't ever get 50% down. I mean, 10% should be max. It's just you want to make sure that one, you're dealing with a contractor that one can manage their money correctly, but also their relationships with their distributors and manufacturers.
Right.
That's really important. Like what kind of relationships do they have outside of just their crews? I mean, how are they handling where they're getting their materials from?
Yeah.
And those are all good signs that you're dealing with a professional.
By the way, how's the supply chain looking?
Yeah, so it's gotten a lot better. There are some times where it seems that inventories might not be as deep or as healthy as they were.
Yeah.
But compared to 2 years ago, it's dramatically different, right?
Yeah.
There are shingles in the market. There is underlayment. There are crews. There is labor in the market. The industry is doing really well on that side of things.
Going back to that re-roof thing we were talking about earlier too, with the re-roof, you wouldn't be able to put down that peel and stick, would you?
Yeah, correct. So
that's another.
So there's two underlayments that we use in our market, and that's synthetic and it's peel and stick. Both of them are significantly better than the felt that's under there probably right now. If your roof's anywhere between 10 to 15 years old, most likely you have felt under there. That peel and stick material is it's like a rubber membrane with a sticky bottom, so it's going to adhere to the decking, but it has a secondary water barrier, so your insurance is going to reward you for putting that on your roof.
Yeah.
So you're going to get a much better premium, but also just a lot stronger protection.
Good stuff. What's the website? TH Roofing?
THRoofing.com. You can call me direct, 813-599-0428.
All right, Logan Briggs, thanks for coming in.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, good stuff. Hey, another great show. I want to thank Nate Ginter with Vine IT, Total Home Roofing as well, and all of our producers or folks behind the scenes making the show happen, all of our listeners, viewers out there supporting the show, subscribing to our YouTube channel. We thank you so much. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rhymes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.